Still life is a work of art that depicts inanimate objects that are natural, such as food, flowers, or rocks, and also man-made objects like books, vases, and jewelry. It became a distinct genre in Western painting by the late 16th century and remained significant the following years after. Although still life is at the lowest rank of the hierarchy of genres, it is extremely popular with buyers. In this video, I will be talking about on how still life played a big role during the Post-Impressionism era and how French painter Paul Cézanne and his influence on still life. Paul Cézanne was born on January 19, 1839 in the southern French town of Aix-en-Provence. He is the son of a wealthy banker. His earliest works often received the harshest critical commentary, causing him to be socially independent. His work is often described as repetitive and sensitive. His brushstrokes are unique and often recognizable. He formed a bridge between the late 19th century Impressionism and early 20th century Cubanism. He is often called the father of modern art, who developed an ideal naturalistic representation, personal expression, and abstract order. The MVP that I chose for my fantasy art collection is Paul Cézanne's The Blue Vase. This old painting was made in 1887 and is currently located in Musée d'Orsay in Paris. In the painting, we see flowers in a blue vase and some fruits. We also see a plate and a bottle. He concentrated on the colors on this painting. He used pale and orange as complementary colors. He also used different shades of blue, such as the tallest flower, having a turquoise color to make it stand out. He did an interesting take on horizontal and vertical lines, and had even distribution of volumes achieving harmony. He also tried to make it as natural as possible, using warm and bright colors to make the painting visible from a distance. Cézanne's still life painting allowed him to address the technical problems of form and color. He did this by experimenting with tonal variations, or what he called constructive brushstrokes. The constructive brushstrokes helped him create dimensions in his objects. He also ignored the laws of classical perspective. He wanted each object to be independent in the space of the picture. The relationship of one object to another takes over the traditional single-point perspective. Cézanne's exploration inspired many big artists like Picasso, Braque, and Gray. He also allowed other artists to experiment with complex views of subject and form. He was one of the most revolutionary artists in the 20th century and helped develop modern art. Another piece of artwork that was inspired by Paul Cézanne's was Paul Gauguin's The Ham. This old painting was made in 1889 and is now located in Washington, D.C., United States. In this painting, we see flatness and implied space. We also see lots of curves in the onions and the chain-like design in the background. The highly detailed curves in the ham, plate, and legs of the table made a contrast with the vertical lines in the background. He admired Cézanne's work early and often said, "Let's do Cézanne." He also collected his works such as the still life with fruit bowl, glass, and apples. Gauguin's work closely resembled Cézanne's work, such as the modeled apples. Another piece of artwork that was somewhat related to Paul Cézanne's still life art style was Vincent van Gogh's Sunflowers. This old painting was made in 1889 in France and is now located in Amsterdam, Netherlands. Vincent van Gogh's purpose was to demonstrate how to create an image using numerous variations of a single color, and in this case, yellow. He also wanted to paint something that doesn't lose any eloquence. This particular painting had a special significance to Van Gogh, as it communicated gratitude. Vincent van Gogh was Paul Gauguin's roommate. Paul Gauguin was impressed by his sunflower painting, and it said it was completely Vincent. Gauguin later asked for one as a gift. Still life in the Post-Impressionism era became a radical art movement in the 1880s. It allowed many artists such as Paul Cézanne, Paul Gauguin, and Vincent van Gogh to reject ideas of Impressionism, such as the rendering of light and color. Because of still life, it created a model for modern art.